last song I released under that is 2021, 2022. I sort of like had to sort of break up with that idea and just like start again. Like, who am I at this current moment, and what does my music represent? So the new music represents the new evolved version of me, bro. It's not just like rehashing that past, because like that, the FRANÇOISTUNES brand was 80% me, 20% the label saying like, hey, we need some stuff on the radio, bro.
You know what? We about to take off.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Before We Take Off. I am your host, Mufaro. Today, I am joined by none other than a musician, a songwriter, a producer, a creative in every sense of the word. Please welcome to the launch pad, Mr. Franc Mari. Frank, what's going on, my man?
Hey, bro. Good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. There's so much to unpack in your story, which I'm particularly keen in getting ahead on. So, yeah, give us the background. What's the story from the beginning?
Shit, man, it's a long story, bro. Grew up in a family where like we just played music. Like they just played music. I was a baby, right? This is back in Zim, because I left pretty young. But
Yeah.
like back then, it was like a whole lot of like our old school R&B records on the radio, like this stuff, CDs, tapes, cassette tapes. Remember them things, like the
Yeah.
cassette tapes and shit. Yeah. And like subconsciously kind of like seeped into my, I guess, identity type shit. And like gradually I started to like fall in love with music. And then by the time I came to Australia, um, there was, I used to listen to like the hip hop here a little bit, and then more influences from like American hip hop, obviously, and shit. Like back then, I think it was 50 Cent was like blowing up. It was like the 50 versus Kanye type shit.
Yeah.
And then in high school, I was like, cause I moved around a lot as a kid. And, by the time I reached like this place called Melton, which was like, I was like in year 9 or some shit. I didn't have many friends, bro. And then, kind of was in my bedroom a lot type shit. Just started making music in there. And just, it was making beats. And then like, I didn't have nobody to rap on the beats. So I was like, shit, let me try. Like, like, rap on my own beats. And I think I put it up on like Bebo or something, on like, I don't know what was the thing back then, like, or like MySpace or some
Yo,
shit.
shout out Bebo, though. That's a throwback.
Yeah, bro. And then like I kind of like after that I kind of stopped around like 10, 11, because school and whatever. Like I moved schools from like Melton to like Cheltenham because of like some shit that happened.
Yeah.
And then year 12 I kind of like focused on school, and then after that, sort of graduated, went to uni, and I didn't start again until like I was like 22, 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I took it like, it was like a break to just like get over, because like when I started it was for the love of it type shit. And then like kind of like got caught up with life, things happen, whatever. And then I found myself back at that shit again, bro. It's crazy.
What was the biggest catalyst of that pause? Was it just purely because of school, or like,
It was
why did you take such a big break?
it was kind of like school life, probably like around the time I started like going out to like house parties and shit, and didn't really get an extended amount of time to myself type shit. Cause like you have school, and then after that you either hang out with your friends, go home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up and go to school again, like the type of thing. So I kind of I didn't have time that much, and then that's sort of like how it went.
Yeah, life can definitely get in the way, especially like with this music thing. And like, I want to tap into a little bit of that soon, but like, it's crazy how things can just get in the way of creation. Is anyone
Yeah.
else in your family creative?
Not that I know of, to be honest. Like,
Wow.
I'm one of one. Like
One of one.
I think my mom sang in choir, like choirs when she was like young, when she was like a kid,
Yeah.
I think. But no one plays instruments, bro. It's mostly like doctors and nurses and like engineers and freaking aeronautic engineers and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the one over here making beats and shit. But yeah, it's not so much like musicians, but everyone in the family sort of like loves me. It's not like Zimbabwean culture. Like music is a big part of like our culture. So like
100%. 100%.
Everyone just loves music, so music is always around type thing, and we're all like, everyone sort of understands music and the place it holds within the community type thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting as, like, musical of a country that Zimbabwe is, and as musical as Zimbabweans are, do you feel like there is still such a I don't know, is it a judgment? Is it a resistance? Is it a like, like, why are there not as many musicians from our community as there could be?
Because the way in our community, it's different.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this, because
tell me more.
it's the musicians that we've seen so far, like, when I was a kid, right? The musicians that we
Mhm.
saw were sorta like the touring guys from, like, a distant part. I don't know where they're from, like some country town, right? And they'd
Yep,
come, they'd sing my guitar, the music, whatever, and then
yeah,
they'd go away. But they were never seen as, like, they had stature type thing. I don't like, I never understood it, like,
right.
but it also a thing where, like, they were where they played music was sorta like alcohol is involved, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
And
like a
a lot
social
of
thing.
yeah, so in the culture, it's sorta like where alcohol is consumed, like like the bars, whatever, it's not a good place 'cause, majority of the people are, like, so, like, religious or, like, spiritual.
Mhm, mhm.
They don't see, like, drinking and all that as respectable, and I feel like musicians have been tied up in that as well. That's
Yeah.
why it's not respected.
Yeah, interesting.
That's
How
at least that's my perspective.
like, no, it's definitely, like, a good take because I feel like and to be honest, I think there's a sense of it changing now, and a
Yeah, for
large
sure.
part of that
Yeah,
is thanks to the internet, like, um,
yeah,
people and musicians are so much more accessible in the sense that I am seeing content of musicians and artists from Zim here in Australia,
yeah, but
whereas,
I've been
like
following that shit, bro.
right?
I have a group that I follow. I forgot, because one of my friends is out there, Kuda, you know Kuda, Basquiat, the artist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, he put me on to, like, this group called Holy 10, you know,
Yeah,
like, the yeah, 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 'cause I
yeah,
was I follow, like, one of them came to Melbourne, I think, and I was meant to, like, connect to them, but I kinda, like, you know, you get, kinda gets lost in the talks, but,
yeah.
yeah, it's
But
crazy,
it's
right?
crazy that is such a recent development, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
even 10 years ago, we weren't able to have that level of like, "Okay, this is what's going on back home. These are the people we wanna support." Like, all of those guys, Anaholi 10, even throwing it back to people like 10 Diamond, who started so long ago.
yeah,
Um, Silent or like all these people like who are like, you okay, cool, like, they're here, they're present, and
yeah.
it's fantastic, I think. How has your understanding of yourself changed since you started making music?
I it I think I kinda understand myself deeper. Like, I feel like it's
Yeah,
a thing where it's sort of like a diary, right? Like, because when you're living life and you don't reflect on it, it just keeps going. It's just like a river. It's just flowing. It's going past. You don't see it again,
yeah,
right? But with the music shit, you kinda capture little glimpses of what you think at that time and how you
yeah,
felt, you know? Like, that's at least my music, that's how I see it. Where,
yeah,
like, the the stories in the music reflect what's going on or, like, what I think of a certain moment in life, what I think of,
yeah,
like, what happened and how I could change it, you know, like, that kinda thing. I feel like it's played a huge part, man. Like, it's not something I take lightly because
yeah.
to
I
people, it's
like
just songs, but to me, it's literally, like, a piece of my
yeah,
life that I'm putting in this like, little piece of media to share with the
yeah,
world.
I like
Yeah,
that. 'Cause, like, visual artists, graphic artists, photographers, they do the same, right? It's like they
yeah,
consider their art a moment in time.
yeah, bro.
So, like, yeah, it's great to hear that, like, for you, like, your music is reflective of a moment in time. Looking back, do you remember the moment you, like, truly locked in and, like, you were like, "Yep, I'm a musician, like, this is my career." Like, when was that moment? What was it like for you?
It's when I try to quit.
Tell me more.
Bruh, like, it was literally, like, around that time. I was, like, 20 to 23.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't touched music since I was, like, 19 because I was, like, working, uni,
Yeah.
whatever, and literally, um, one of my old like friends, his name Billy. No, was he's alive. What am I saying? Is Billy. He invited me to go to like Art Center Melbourne to just go. He's like, hey, bro, he used to make. We were connected when I was in high school, making beats and shit, right? And
Yeah.
then he's like, hey, bro, Art Center Melbourne have this like a studio free. It's called the Channel, and we went there for like a random like session. I was just there chilling.
Hmm.
And I love the feeling, bro. I was like, damn, I could do. I was in there, not to shame who he was working with, but I was, I could do much better than this, bro. If I, like, you know what I mean? Like, he had like an artist in there, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn, this is cool, but I think I can do better. I can make more like touching shit than this, you
Yeah.
know. And then sort of like I kept coming back,
Yeah.
and then eventually,
Yeah.
because back then I was like, I was doing architecture then, and then I was just like, bro, I'm gonna have to put this on pause and because like things kept stacking up as
Yeah.
in a short space of time, bro. Like I linked up with this guy called Mo. He was like he just works with Sony now. Linked up with him. He brought me to his studio. All this stuff that I started performing. I'm like, I've never performed before, bro. Like suddenly I'm doing like
Yeah.
a showcase of like it was like a Music Victoria thing. Suddenly they're
Yeah.
like looking for like new artists. I had like 2 songs,
Yeah.
and those songs have never been released. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I just sort of it just sort of started building, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going back because like the stuff just keeps happening, bro. Like it's good stuff
Hmm.
keeps happening, and like things keep stacking up for this.
Yeah.
And around then, that's when I recorded like a whole EP. It's on SoundCloud. I never went out on DSPs, but like I put it on
Yeah.
SoundCloud. Like literally recorded it, mixed it, mastered it, threw it up on SoundCloud, and then started getting traction a little bit. And I was like, bro, I'm not going back. This is it. This is a build up on this. This is the rock I'll build my church on type shit.
Right. Right. It started compounding, right? Like you.
Yeah, compounding. That's the word I was looking for, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was some early challenges once you locked in? Like what were some early challenges in your career?
I think sort of like not knowing how to do certain things. Back then,
Mhm.
I told you I feel like mix master this whole project. But at some
Mhm.
like after that, my mind just went blank. Like I did that, but that's for SoundCloud. But how do I do it at like such a professional level? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
finding the information is easy, but like finding the people to teach you, like, all right, this is how you go. This is how you like go from here to here, and this is how
Mhm.
you spread the music type thing, or like in real life, not just on the internet. Because the internet
Yeah.
we could share things, go viral, whatever. But what
Yeah.
I was like aiming for was like actual human being interaction type thing, because that's where the connections are made, right?
Yeah.
That's what I found really, really like one of the biggest challenges, like not
Yeah.
knowing how to establish myself like in the country type thing.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest, I don't know, what do you think is the biggest thing missing in the music industry, like, or in the music community here in, whether it's like here in Victoria, or like Australia wide, the world? Like, yeah, what do you think is missing right now?
It's a lot. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'd say in Australia, I'd say artist development.
Okay.
Like, it's at a certain point, it felt like it was sort of like a pump and dump thing where like labels would sign an artist while they're
Yeah.
hot, and then sign up like development deal or some shit. And then
Yeah.
the artists run to go for like 6 months to a year, and that's it. They're done. But
Yeah.
instead of like sort of building up the artist, like like from let's say you give them like 3 years,
Mhm.
you sign them, build them up, and then by the 2 year mark, they sort of like have the debut album and they actually know how to be an artist type thing, and
Yeah.
they would have grown. But yeah, that's one thing I wished for me at least, like for my generation of musicians, because I started a bit earlier. Um, I feel like that's what is missing in that. But I understand though, it's like a like the money it takes and the time it takes. It's might not be worth it in this day and age, but I feel like that's something that's missing.
I wanted to get into this history now because when I met you, this was a few years ago,
Yeah.
and I feel like you and I, our connection points were through a few different people, right? Like there were a few different
Yeah, bro.
ways that you and I would come to know each other, and not all of them were through music. But at the
Mm.
point that I met you, you were signed with a label. So like, talk me through that process of being found by that label and signed and like, yeah, what that was like and being in that environment of working within a group and then, yeah, where it led to.
Great question, man. So that deal was kinda different because it was like a licensing deal. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a I was signed, but it was a licensing deal where, like, it had a term to it, like, this amount of records, this amount of years and type thing. Working with a label was, for the most part, like, progress-wise, it was good because you had people, like, who would
Mm,
help you throughout, like, what I just mentioned before, like, where to get to the next step, and that
yeah.
was there where if you need to, like, shoot a video, they'll tell you, "Okay, we know a guy. He does a certain they kinda help you prepare, like, a brief, because I had no idea how to prepare a brief for, like, a music video, bro, until, like, I
Yeah.
did my first one, which was, like, Last Dollar, where I sorta had the idea, and then the label helped with the technical side. We're like, "Okay, you wanna do this? Well, the camera's
Yeah.
gonna be here, the light's gonna be here. Alright, we're gonna, book an actress to play the girl in the video." I had
Yeah.
no idea how to do all that stuff, man. That was a good part. Well, like, like, um, that was a good part where you had help and,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think the assistance bit where if you needed something, you needed to execute an idea, you had help. And in terms of like the release of the music, the mixing and mastering, it
Mhm.
was much more higher quality than what my friends were putting out. It was much more like analog, like, like
Mhm.
everything's polished
Mhm.
and it's coming out good. I'm like, yeah, that's what I wanted to get out of it. You know, the whole thing sort of started around the time I told you where I put out the mixtape on SoundCloud, and then things started happening. So this this guy, Mo, we would just work. It was like a working relationship. I used to do little jobs for him. If he needed like stems organized or something, that's
Yeah.
when I was going to his studio like back to back to back.
Yeah.
I'd trade in like doing little jobs for him for studio time because this studio was like a professional
Yeah.
studio. They had like an expensive microphone, bro, and I was like, yo, this is the first time I've ever seen this kind of microphone, man.
Yeah.
It was like a TLM something, it was like a Neumann one. I'm like, "My voice sounds good on this, man," but for the studio time, he'd let me work in there for, like, a whole day, bro, but I do little jobs like stem organizing,
Yeah.
recording artists for him because I knew how to record. At some point, I did, like, Foley for, like, a short film. I'd do, like, the footsteps and things like that, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
background noises, I did all
Yeah.
that. So at the same time, I was picking up skills, bro, without, like, having to pay for anything. And then
Yeah.
gradually him and his partner started a label, which is how they approached me like, "Hey, we're starting a label. Would you like to be one of the artists on this label?" And things just went on from there.
When did it all like turn around for you? Like, you had this moment where you were gonna quit music
Mhm.
and you picked it
Yeah.
back up and now you're working with these guys and now they've signed you to a label. What was the biggest struggle in any of that?
Oh, man, like, with labels, well, it's so many steps for something to come out. Like, if
Yeah.
you're ready with the song today, it could come out, like, 6 months later.
Right.
And you're like, as an artist, you probably understand this. When you have, like, something good, like, song is finished, it's mixed, it's
Yeah.
mastered, you ready to put it out now, 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 you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but they kinda tell you like, "Bruh, we gotta plan around this because obviously they know, like, the landscape of the whole industry 'cause they're a
Yeah.
label.
Yeah.
That's my like, one of like, my, main frustrations where things don't happen on your time, they happen on the label's time because they got other artists on the label, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Relinquishing control and learning that patience, right?
Yeah, yeah, bro, and you can't just go off the handle and just drop some music off on SoundCloud or anything 'cause, like, it's all gonna go through the one channel.
Yeah.
It kinda yeah, that's one thing that it's like an exchange, right? You
Yeah.
exchange this for that, and, yeah, that's one of the sort of, like, sacrifices I had to make for,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
So then I guess moving forward a little bit, obviously, again, when I met you, you were Francois, and then
Yeah.
it became Francois Tunes, and now
Yeah.
Franc Mari. Like what led to that change? What led to that
But
rebrand, if you wanna call it?
it's a long story, man, like, so at the start, it was Francois. That's what I wanted it to be, period. But
Yeah.
then I realized I'm not the only Francois in the world. So like my music, I'm on Spotify. There's another Francois. I upload
Yeah.
music. It goes to that person's profile. I
Yeah.
have no control. And then once I signed like, the deal, they were like, "Alright, you gotta choose a name
Yeah.
that differentiates you from, like, everybody else f in terms of, like, finding you type thing, because we can't
Yeah.
just put Francois. If you type in Francois on Spotify, you get, like, ten artists, and you won't
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
top one. We can't find
Yeah.
you." And then I sort of had to play around with names. I did F Franc Mari was in there. It was, like, Franc Mari, Francois Tunes, Francois Music, Francois 3K, Francois Francois 93. I played around with so many things. I
Yeah.
eventually ended up going with Francois Tune because that was sort of like a universal one where like the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, it
Mhm.
all like became like could turn into one thing, and that worked
Yeah.
for a bit. That
Yeah.
obviously worked for a bit, right?
Yeah.
And so that I was happy with that, and that's like till
Mhm.
recently, like up to like pandemic times. And
Mhm.
then post-pandemic, I was sort of like going through an issue with the label because the label shut down and
Mhm.
they had signed some deal with like Ditto or something,
Mm.
and it was tough getting out of it. I had to work my way out of it. Still kind
Yeah.
of working myself out of it because
Yeah.
it's a bit of a gray area because the
Yeah.
label doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then I decided like Frank Mar because my mom's last name is Mari.
Mhm.
That's sort of like where it comes from. Initially, when I changed it to Francois Tunes, they suggest Francois Mari, but the label was like, "This just sounds too girly." I'm like, "Bruh, all right, cool, we'll go with this one." And so the Frank Mari is sort of like an ode to my mom, and much more like like because she raised me type thing, you
Yeah.
know, like, and dad wasn't really present, and I've been using my dad's last name for my whole life, and I thought, hey, as an ode to my mom, let me put the Mari in there, man, you know.
Love that.
So when she see me doing something, she sees her name up there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's real sweet, man. And, go for it. What a name.
Yeah,
What a
man.
name.
Yeah. You know what it means
What
in our language, right? Like money, bro. That's
Yeah,
crazy, right?
yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it. Any Zimbabwean reading your name is like, "Oh, Frank Mari."
That's
It's
literally
like
like how back when I was like a kid, my mom used to work like she was a nurse. So when
Yeah.
she'd work in the hospital and they'd be like, "Oh, we don't want to Almighty here." Like, you know, that kind of thing. They don't even say her first name, bro. Like they
Yeah.
don't even say her first name, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like it's funny. Yeah.
Literally, the son of money. That's
Yeah, basically, bro. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Why haven't I done this? Why haven't I used this the whole time, bro? Like that. I mean, like in terms of manifesting shit, you know, like
Yeah.
why don't I
Yeah,
just
straight up.
why don't I use this in the first
Man,
place?
when you call that EP "The Son of Money," man, I wanna
The son
credit.
of
I wanna
mine,
write in
yeah.
credit.
You're close.
Was it scary? Was it scary for you letting go of, because obviously you had quite a bit of success with Francois Tunes,
Oh yeah,
not
bro, for
only
sure.
as an artist, but like, even like in the production side. Was it scary letting go of that identity that people already knew?
Yeah, bro. I had to, and I still kind of am like mourning that.
Mhm.
I'll say character. I guess I don't know. I don't know what to call it, bro. Like it's that side of me, like that. Um, because it's not just a name. If I just say I'm
Yeah.
mourning a name, it's weird. But I guess that era of me. That's what I would
Yeah.
say. The era of me. Yeah, it was tough, bro. That's why I've been like quiet. Last song I released under that is 2021, 2022,
Yeah.
and I sort of like had to sort of break up with that idea and just like start again. Like who am I at this current moment, and what does my music
Mhm.
represent? So the new music represents the new like evolved version of me, bro. It's not just like rehashing that past because like that the Francois Tunes brand was it was 80% me,
Yeah.
20% the label saying like, hey, we need some stuff for the radio, bro.
Yeah.
So, but this new era is sort of like it's all me, bro. Independent, free,
Yeah.
do my thing, like
Yeah.
ownership and all that, you know?
What did that feel like in the sense of, that moment where you're like, I can't keep creating the way that Francois Tunes creates? Like, what did that evolution feel like to you?
because at some point, I don't know if it's imposter syndrome, but like I kind of started feeling like a caricature of myself, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because that's how I realized I was saying the same thing over and over on different songs, and I'm just like, yeah, this angle is not working, man. Like I gotta think of something else, man.
Yeah.
And it sort of forced me to take that break and just kind of like live life, and experience things a bit more, so I can come
Mm,
back and write those experiences down and put them
yeah.
out in the music. Yeah, bro.
How is it, I guess, because being musician, being in the public eye, how do you think other artists are allowed enough space to sort of evolve publicly like this?
Depends what level you're at, bro. I feel like
Yeah.
if you're like coming up and like you're known but not like big, big, like the Kendrick Coles and Drakes and stuff.
Mm,
Whatever, everything you do is like scrutinized against the music, and there's always
mm,
narratives getting created, right? But I feel like when you're at like a mid to low tier, it's more like you're forced to create content, bro.
yeah.
So like you're basically sharing your life, whether you like it or not. It's a lot of pressure to like, because you got to keep the attention, like the algorithm
Yeah.
happy by putting you in front because you post the most, right?
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to do, man. Why are you creating? So you're
Yeah.
basically doing two things. You're not just a musician, you're a marketer as well. So like, it's tough, man.
And like,
Yeah.
when you're independent, you're your own, maybe sometimes you're your own manager, but in your case, like you're your own marketing, you're your own PR and branding team. Like,
I'm the whole system, bro. Like I've
yeah,
taken my experience from like everything I've seen, done,
yeah,
and sort of like studied on and
yeah,
using that. And I feel like at this point, if I want to do something, I can do it myself or get someone to help me, but I know what to do to get that thing done. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Besides this change and this rebrand, like, what would you consider the biggest risk you've taken in your career so far?
Shit, changing my name? Like, rebranding? I'm in the process of, like, right now, working out how to effectively, like, make this hit, like, introduce
Yeah,
this rebrand,
yeah,
across the board, not just, like, on the music, but, like, visually as well. I literally just
yeah,
did a photo shoot on Friday, man.
yeah.
It's looking good, man. But,
Nice.
like, um, just making sure everything's right. That's the hardest bit, man. Because before I had people helping me do that, but now it's sort of like it's my vision, my execution, and what
Mm,
gets done is up to me type thing, you know?
yeah. And I know, like, it's been, for you at least, it's been a couple of years since you released music. How do you move forward when momentum kind of feels low or uncertain?
Keep correct. I feel like, this, every creator has like there's an inside voice. Whenever you see something, you hear something like, "Oh, that could be a good idea.
Yeah,
That could be a good idea.
yeah,
What if you do it like this?" You hear a song, you're like, "Oh, them harmonies, I could add something to that. I could add it." You hear like at the end of like a song or something, you start freestyling, so you're like, "Oh,"
yeah,
next thing you know, you're sitting in front of a microphone.
yeah,
You're you're writing something.
yeah,
It's just I feel like it's like muse or like that fire spark to create, man. That's just in us. Like, as creators, I feel like that's what keeps us going. But sometimes things get in the way, like life. We might have like
mm,
experiences that may hinder that, you know? Sometimes you're just
mm,
sad and we don't wanna do anything, just wanna chill, bro.
yeah,
But I feel like it's always like it's who we are, man. We're creators. Since if you started early, it becomes a habit, right? Where like you feel something, you feel like you need to record it and put it down as an idea or something. And
yeah,
that's just like in the back of your head, like gears turning, man. And like
yeah.
I feel like, yeah, that's what just keeps me going, man.
Is there a version of you or of Frank Mari 5 years in the future that excites you? And what does that version look like?
Yeah, I do see like a version of myself like 5 years from now that I'm happy with, like hopefully he would have done what he needed to do to get us there.
Mm.
Like
In that version, like, what does success feel like? Not what does success look like, what does it feel like?
what does it feel like? I feel like 5 years from now, success would feel like abundance, abundance of time,
Yeah.
like time to spend with family, time to spend with loved ones, time to do what we want. That's what I feel like. That's the feeling of success right there.
Yeah.
Like able to go anywhere you want in the world, like
100%.
and execute the ideas you want to execute and create as much as as we want or as I
Yeah.
want. Like that's success to me, man. Like
Yeah. What I love about this show and like this environment that I'm creating is I feel like I want to give people the space and the platform to kind of talk about, the things that we don't always get to talk about.
mm.
So what do you wish artists in the music industry spoke more openly about?
We are constantly under pressure to create like marketing content instead of the music. Like you gotta make a TikTok dance, you
Mm.
gotta make this, you gotta make 6, 7 pieces of content for this to hit. You gotta do all this list of things. And that's like drawing focus away from the music. I mean, it's not just the way it is, but that I feel
Yeah.
like that should be, yeah, that's the big thing.
I mean, like, yeah, the industry today and even in the audience,
Yeah.
they're both
Yeah,
so
bro.
demanding of so much output, so much creative
Yeah.
output.
Yeah. And I think it's that thing where musicians have been put up against creators. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm not talking
Okay.
creators and
Yeah.
like a creative. I'm talking about creators, people who live on the internet creating content, skits, whatever, all those things. And
Yeah.
musicians have been put up and merged into that
Yeah.
instead of it being a separate thing.
Yeah.
And the labels expect that of the artists because they're competing with for real estate on the internet with these
Yeah.
creators. And I feel like that's a big thing.
How can I don't know, how can musicians protect themselves from that? Like, is there a way is it
It's
one of
too
these
late,
things that we
bro.
just have to
It's too
conform
late,
into?
bro. It's too late, bro. It's too late in the game, bro. Because in the same in the same breath, it's like people have blown up and got success from that.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. But at this point, the overwhelming demand to be a creator
Yeah.
has won, bro. And not to be bleak, it's like, yeah, we're gonna compete for that space,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is why I earlier in the conversation I was like, my focus is like connecting with real people, like
Mm.
start from real life interactions and grow that from there because that's the best way to do it. That's how they did it back in the day, bro. Like that's just
Mm.
how humans work.
I think naturally, like, yeah, you're right in the sense of that's just how humans work. Um, Naturally, we do better and we get more results by connecting face
Yeah,
to
because
face and in person and, yeah, just speaking reality into each other.
yeah, phew, that's fire. Speaking reality into each other. That's good. I would use that someday. I would use that for something.
Man, I wanna hear it. I wanna hear it. Um, so you've gone through this whole journey, right?
Yeah,
You started making music, you stopped for a bit, you started again, you got signed,
yeah.
that all kinda, like, stopped, and then you've rebranded and everything. What would you say to someone who's kind of wanting to either start in the music industry or maybe even restart similar to how you have, someone who's maybe looking at a rebrand? What would you say to them?
I'd say just have a conversation of yourself and just like sort of write down what you want to get out of this and then start from there. Because
Yeah.
the music industry is not an industry like any other industry, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy out here. Like, and I'd say if you're starting or restarting, yeah, know what you want to get out of this and play long-term games, long-term games with like long-term people. Don't just
Yeah.
be working with everybody and meet off the street who's like offering you something.
Yeah.
Understand their intent. Like you gotta figure out, understand their intentions, and that's how the industry always has been. Where like you get a little bit of attention, people start flocking to you. They all come to you, bro, and
Mhm.
because they're all trying to get a little bit of something out of you. And yeah, so if you're starting, I'd say figure out what you want to get out of this and find your people to play long-term games with.
Because you are a musician, it would be remiss of me to not ask you this question. I would be a terrible interviewer.
Yeah.
Top 3 artists right now, today, for you.
Dylan. No, I'm kidding, bro. Top 3. Did you say right now or like of all time? Right
Like,
now.
hang on a second. Nah, let's start with right now. Like today, right now, who are the top 3? Who are the first 3 that come to your mind? You're like, yep, these are my guys or girls,
Not just rappers, but just artists, right?
artists.
Yeah. Top 3. I'd say like obviously like Kendrick.
Yeah,
Who else? I say Kali Uchis. Man, she got that.
yeah,
Got that.
yep,
She got them jabs, bro. Yeah.
yep.
And I also say like Tyler the Creator. And it's
Okay.
not so much about the like one thing for all
Mhm.
these artists. It's like little elements of the artistry that I really appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all
That's my
time
top
then.
3. What's your top 3 for
My
like
top
now?
3. My top 3 right now, I feel like my music landscape has been very skewed recently,
Yeah. 'Cause
but
you
I
be on that deep in the Afrobeat. Like that the
yeah,
I'm a piano, bro. You mean?
I've been so deep in Amapiano, like, I feel like I don't even know what's happening in R&B right now. No, but for real, I think Kendrick, for sure, I agree.
Yeah.
Look, man, I don't know what it is, but Kendrick just be doing the most with everything, and, like, yeah, people are gonna argue till they die that it's because of Drake, but I think Kendrick been
Mm.
stepping on his own ever since. I remember I was first introduced to Kendrick along with so many other people with Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
That was my first introduction to Kendrick, and it was my cousin who was like, "Listen to Section 80." I was like, "Okay, listen to Section
Yeah.
80," you know? And then I think the first track, and as soon as I say Section 80, it's the track that comes to my mind. The first track I heard was Rigor Mortis,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Oh, yeah. It
"Okay."
was going crazy on that.
Right? I
Yeah, it
was
was
like,
going
"Okay,
crazy, man. He was
this is the guy."
crazy.
So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I think for me, because as well, like, my, I guess my, like, love and interest in, like, jazz music and jazz roots, like,
Oh, yeah.
Rigor Mortis as a track, but also Section 80 as an album, like, really kind of, you know,
Because no one was doing
appealed to
like music like that, like hip hop music like that back then, bro. It was all
no,
like it was different back then. It was like gangster music, bro. Like,
that's right.
not even joking. Like it was gangster music.
For real, and I think the closest we had to, like, jazz and hip hop was, like, whenever Kanye would sample something,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's still on a heavy 808 beat or
Oh
something like
yeah.
that,
It
you
was
know?
still on
Whereas,
like
like
some yeah. It was like very different compared to like the way they did it was different for Section 80.
yeah,
I can say that. Yeah.
yeah. So, Kendrick is definitely one of them. If I look into the R&B landscape,
Hmm.
I gotta say Olivia Dean, man. Like,
I've been hearing about her, man. Like about
she's coming out with some good tracks. Obviously, like, you know, big one is Man I Need, and, like, just about every radio station is playing that.
yeah. Yeah.
Every like, my girl comes home and she's like, "I've been singing Olivia Dean all the way home." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, I've just been singing this one song on repeat from work to home." And I'm like, "That's a 45-minute drive, and you're just singing one song?"
Driving crazy.
You're you're just singing one song and talk to me the whole time? That's insane. But Olivia Dean, and, like, yeah, she's got some really cool tracks that I didn't even realize was her. Like, she's on this track with, Ezra Collective, which is another kinda jazz-inspired band from the States, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay. This is a good combo." And then, I guess 3rd for me right now, I gotta bring it back to the Amapiano landscape and shout out Kabza De Small, man. Like, he's been from day one, it's been Kabza. So, like, yeah, he's putting out some bangers all the time. So I gotta give my flowers to Kabza De Small always.
Nice. That's a solid top 3. You know, it's very diverse, man. You know, you get a deep bag of music.
You should see, like, when I'm on a plane, when I'm on a long haul flight, I'm just like, "Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm a piano for 2 hours. Okay, now it's gospel for 2 hours. Okay, now what's happening in
Damn.
R&B?
Yeah.
We're gonna do that for 2 hours." Like, it's just yeah. I
Yeah.
enjoy it. I think for
Hey,
me, like, especially at a stage where I'm not creating as much, it's nice to kinda listen to
yeah.
to
That's
things.
needed there, bro. You gotta absorb because you gotta remember, like before you started creating, you absorbed all these things like for your
100%,
whole life, right? Up until the point you started recording music. So all those influences kind of seep into the music, and
100%.
and you can't like pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
You have to absorb some new sounds.
Yeah, straight up, man. Hey, man, it's been so great to chat to you, bro. Like, I really enjoyed our conversation and kinda hearing your
Hey,
story
bro.
and where you're heading now, man. So when can we expect the re-debut, the rebirth? When can we expect some new music, anything else?
Thanks for having me, man. This is my first like interview in like damn near like 3, 4 years. So like, thanks for having me, bro. In terms of in regards with like music and everything, I'd say my birthday's coming up. So
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
just say that. But
Shit, this might be
yeah,
an exclusive.
my
This might
birthday's
be a
coming up. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Like,
That's exciting, bro. That's exciting. Nah, I genuinely can't wait. I have, I don't even know if you remember this. It was 2020, I wanna say 2021 or 2022. I think I hit you up and I was like, "Hey, bro, like, I need something. I need a beat or
yeah.
something. I just need something." And you sent me a track called On Road.
Oh, shit, I remember that. That would have been good, man. That would have been good.
I still have it. It's still on my VLC player on my phone, and, like, I just you
Damn.
fire it up. "Francois, I got the tunes. I've been on road."
Damn, I remember that. Cause like back then, cause like pandemic, man, I was just making ideas, bro.
Yeah,
Like I would just be like, have a beat idea, have like a verse idea, and I just bounce it out and put it somewhere, or like send it to someone like, hey, do you like this? Type thing.
yeah,
Cause like I I was still in that mode from 2019, but then like gradually kind of like slowed down, but
yeah,
because I didn't understand, like I didn't think the world would come to a standstill, man. But I was just
yeah,
creating because I was in the house 24/7 most of the time. So
yeah,
um, yeah, bro, that's funny you still have that, man. That's that's a good.
yeah, man.
That was a cool idea.
That's
Yeah,
a
that would've gone crazy too. Oh,
that's a
man.
deep cut. If it ever comes back, Imma be telling people, like, "I got this instrumental. We're trying to hit a freestyle. Who's trying to hit it?"
Yeah, man, yeah,
Hey, man, on this show, I'm asking every single guest the same 3 questions because,
yeah,
this show, I'm not just speaking to musicians, I'm speaking to entrepreneurs, I'm speaking to athletes, I'm speaking to basically anybody.
yeah, yeah.
So I want to ask everybody the same 3 questions. So you ready for some rapid fire?
Alright, let's go.
First
Let's
thing that
go.
comes to mind, what is one thing you would do again?
Damn, you stumped me, man, like, um, what is one thing I would do again?
Yeah, what's one thing you'd do again?
Start music.
Great.
Yeah.
What's one thing you'd never do again?
Uh, sign to a label.
Right. And the last question is, what's one piece of advice you wish someone told you at the start of your journey?
Um, how sticky it gets. No, I'm kidding, bro. Find the right people to play long-term games with.
Yeah,
That's what I'd
yeah.
say.
Which is
Yeah.
the advice you gave before, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
It's echoing in the
perfect.
back of my mind, man. Because like, throughout the whole journey, it's what you like, "Damn, I shouldn't trust in the people." But,
Yeah, yeah.
yep.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you and I love you so much, man. Thank you so
I
much for
appreciate
doing
you,
this.
bro.
Tell
Love
the
for love,
people
bro.
where they can find you. What are the handles? What is everything, man?
So from now on, man, you can find me. We haven't transitioned from like the old name on DSPs yet, but on the socials, you can find me at Franc Mari Official. That's the new handle, man.
That's it.
Everything we're coming through that. So that's Insta, Threads, YouTube. I'm not on X no more because that place is treacherous. But on most platforms, TikTok, all that, it's Franc Mari Official, man. And yeah, that's it.
That's it, man. Hey, I appreciate you once again, bro. Thank you so much for joining. If you're listening to this, please
Yeah.
do like, share, and subscribe. Please do go follow Frank Mari and his journey. We can't wait to hear all the new stuff that's coming out from you, bro. It's if the old stuff is any indication of what's to come, then yeah, we excited and we also not ready.
Hey, man. Thank you, bro. Thanks for having me, man.
I
It's been a pleasure.
appreciate you, man. This has been another episode of Before We Take Off. I'm Mufaro. This is Franc Mari, and you are all beautiful. Have a wonderful time, and we'll see you at the next episode.
You know what? We about to take off.